089-444-0981. On Twitter, we're at Smooth981FM, and the hashtag is BusinessExpress981.
Thank you, sir. So market bounced back after 3 day losses, 0.6% appreciation. We're at 37,000, 7.3 points. So the market is still down by 1.3%, 23 gainers, 19 losers. Multiverse was the top gainer yesterday. Someone asked about NEM insurance, about whether to buy it. It fell by 8% yesterday. Just to make the point, I was saying, look, if you're going to buy it, buy and hold for the long term. So I hope you weren't spooked by it dropping yesterday. 360 naira to the dollar is where we're at with foreign exchange. Fisayo, we're talking downstairs. How can technology help us out with this tanker trailer fatalities that we keep seeing? I was asking you, Lagos, you guys chime in, please. I was asking you, is it so difficult for Lagos State to install cameras on traffic lights that take pictures of license plates that are linked to your data? Is this not possible, sir?
Which data?
Data, where you live, your yeah, I'm saying now, your phone number, where you work. How difficult is this? How difficult?
First of all, they need to harmonize all this information that you just mentioned.
But there's so many.
And have a database.
We have Valentine. We have it.
Where I live.
And the person knows where you doesn't know where you work. So it's all scattered.
It's everywhere. So even if there's a camera that takes pictures, so where is it sending it to? To FRS? FRS. Oh, okay. Maybe they have my national,
national. Yeah.
And then with my driver's license, maybe they know where I live, but I've moved. Right. So I moved from Gagada to Ikoyi, for instance.
Hey,
which is a great move.
There you go.
So now that I'm in Ikoyi, my driver's license is still valid, but they have to go and look for me, so they don't know where I am.
Right.
So it's just difficult to. Well, it's not difficult. People have done it.
Exactly. What you said? Where you said you went to where that did this?
To Kenya.
Kenya, right?
Right. So everybody has some national number. It's linked to everything they do.
Social security.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a number to open a bank account. You need that number to get employment. You need that number to do everything.
Yeah.
You need that number, right? So that number is linked to everything you do.
Right.
So once there's anything going wrong, all they need to know is that number, and then all your information
comes together.
It comes together. So that's practically what it is. So for Nigeria, it's just difficult. I mean, I still doubt we are 1 million people in this country. Sincerely, I don't think we're up to that.
That's an estimate.
Right? Well, I mean, it's maybe some think we're more, some think you think we're less. Yes,
I think we're less.
Yeah,
way less than that.
I think we're more.
And you can see that's the debate.
Exactly. So
the birth rate is high.
Well, yeah,
and then the death rate
is also high too. Infancy is another thing. I don't know. So this is still something that's out there that we have to solve.
And then how can we be more than Lagos? These are numbers that it doesn't amount to anything.
Right.
So anyways,
okay. Well, the driver or the owner of the tanker, has that been found? Yes. I don't think it has. Right.
At least they have some information about the truck itself, about how it's taken much more beyond its capacity, how it has been transferred 6 times in Nigeria, how it was bought.
Even ownership was transferred 13 times. 13 times.
In Nigeria.
Yeah.
So
all right.
It's not fairly used, it's badly used.
Right. Terrible stuff. All right. Okay. CBN to begin collection of its cybersecurity levy this month. Fisayo, there says there's been lots of opposition here, especially from the telcos. As far as this cybersecurity levy is concerned, it's 0.005% of every electronic transaction that takes place. There's a list there. Who are they applying this to?
GSM service providers, ISPs, internet service providers, banks and other financial institutions, insurance companies, and Nigerian Stock Exchange. So any electronic transaction that's transferred.
Okay, but can you help us out, because it said that 0.005% is of the service charge for each transfer that takes place. Okay.
So it's not from the gross value of the transaction. So currently you pay, I don't know, depending on the electronic channel you use.
Yeah.
If it's ATM, it's 65 naira.
Right.
After that 65 naira, they charge 0.005%.
Right.
So it's not. It doesn't necessarily increase the charge to you. However, if I am the service provider, for instance, and then this 0.005 is a cost to me, then I'll have to transfer to somebody.
Right.
If someone is going to bear that cost, it has to be you,
the consumer,
right?
right?
So that's the only fear around here. But I mean, 0.005 is.
It sounds small, but when you multiply it by all the transactions that take place,
that's not from only you,
right?
Yeah,
so from everybody.
It's from everybody.
Okay, so wait.
You
now,
know, and again, it's also an act of the parliament. So again, when people come out and say Trump is wicked, no, these things are.
You had to bring Trump into
sorry,
this.
I just had to do this. These things are some of the legislations that are just enforcing.
Right.
So exactly. That's the same thing that the CBN is doing now. This legislation has been passed in 2015. So they just okay, we need money today. So let's try and enforce this cybersecurity thing and introduce the fund. So that's practically what
okay. Speaking, yes, I'm glad you used the word practical. They said they're using this money to fight online crime. Yeah. So all you're getting emails from a prince in somewhere, and who needs money for this and that and this. How practical is it? I mean, as far as them collecting this money, because I'm trying to think, they want to use the money to fight online crime. I don't know.
I think for me, the worrying part of this is that I saw a phrase that talks about from time to time the National Assembly can use part of the fund.
Yes, I saw it. So fight violent extremism. Yeah.
Okay, so
what does that mean?
Yeah, so when I just the National Assembly inside this thing, I'm like,
that's when you start scratching your thing, your chin.
Because the description in a larger sense is vague.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily say how it's going to be, the money is going to be applied. What's
from time to time. So when they're just broke, okay. We said from time to time, so just bros,
bring that money and let's use it to fight violent extremism.
So I mean, then you see security polls, and then we would explain where the money went to, what it's being used for.
Can we track this money? I understand it's going to be domiciled with the CBN.
The CBN, yeah.
Yes. And okay, and the
the issue is that fighting. There's some things that they're security related.
Right.
They're not obligated to give the details to you. So once that is clear, and then the national Assembly will say, okay, we need to find violent extremism in Taraba, for instance. Just call the CBN government, please come. Some of that money, please bring like 15 billion out of it.
We want to
go and use it to fight violent extremism. I said, okay. And they just transfer the money, that's all.
And that's it.
One would hope there's an agency that will be created that actually specialized in fighting cybersecurity.
Valentine, no more creation of agencies. So I beg. We have too many in this country.
All right. We have a message here from Steady Hands. It says that there's an IT company that's developed a solution called Load Sensor that remotely tracks or transmits what a truck is carrying and can provide data to any serious government. It basically transmits the net load at every moment and can tell the state of the truck.
Nice.
That's
well, we need to get that going here.
Benga is responding to the levies. So levies everywhere. The more we talk about government freeing up the space for entrepreneurship to thrive, the more legislation to take money from people is enacted, implemented.
Benga is something else. So okay.
Dakpo says at this rate would ask for technology to replace common sense. What data are we talking about? Have we been intentional about gathering data? Our total disregard for due process is what's killing us. Every often, most people are actually doing their own bidding regardless of impact on the larger society. People do not have a sense of responsibility and relate with their colleagues and larger society with benefits realization in mind.
All right, Dakpo, thank you for that message. Okay, MTN. It looks like the IPO might finally be taking place next month. Fisayo says here the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, has granted permission for MTN initial public offering to take place in August. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So they've been granted permission to take place from August.
Right.
So let me put it that way.
Okay.
I'm not sure the IPO will take place in August. I don't think so.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Because August is summer month for investment bankers. Everybody disappears.
Okay.
So if you have any serious thing to do, you won't do it in August.
You
can do it in September.
Okay.
October or something like that. So
yeah.
That's what I sincerely think. But hey, this has been a long time coming.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for this MTN IPO for how long now?
Quite 3 years.
For 3 years.
Yeah.
Since they fine. So now that they've said they've gotten approval doesn't mean they have to do it, but it means they've gotten regulatory clearance to do it.
Okay.
So it's not left to the people filing. Then again, I saw a few caveats around election is near,
Right.
and all of that. So it can potentially scuttle something, but let's just hope for the best.
That it happens, huh? Okay. All right. Let's move on to Merck. I hope I pronounced that correctly. They are seeking. Yeah. Okay. Seeking, not to be confused with the shipping.
That's Merck.
Okay, that's Merck. Okay, thank you, sir. So Merck, MERCK, is seeking West African e-health startups for a Lagos program. Fisayo, what's happening here? These guys are really honed in on healthcare.
Yeah, because they are healthcare providers themselves. So
okay.
They provide healthcare equipment, right? So it's what they won't support fintech.
Right.
They will just support businesses in their sector that they see maybe high growth and all of that. So
okay.
I think it's interesting. Okay, let me know.
You're going to say something. you see yourself. By the way, speaking of, because I look here, they're looking for let's see, healthcare, life sciences, yep. Logistics, also delivery of healthcare. Actually, you followed Ninja Flying Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you guys, if you're not, the Twitter handle is Ninja NAIGA Flying DR, which is Flying Doctor. She's she does the air ambulances and stuff like that. Yeah, very
interesting.
Yeah. She's a very smart woman. She writes a lot of good stuff. So follow her and check out her Twitter handle. Okay, so I'm going to usual. If you know anybody out there who has a healthcare startup would benefit from this, I'm going to tweet the link. The applications close on the 20th of this month. So if you know anyone that can apply for this and get, I think they're handing out some good money. You get to go to Germany, pitch to investors out there, nice. And get lots of support. So it's pretty interesting stuff. Okay, real quick. 2 minutes, Fisayo. Nigeria's Kobo 360 has raised $1.2 million. I know you're very particular about how much these companies raise in.
Am I?
Yeah, you know, no. Some of them like to make noise over small amounts. So I want to make sure this amount is high enough for you. $1.2 million in pre-seed funding.
Does that amount impress you?
Yeah. That's 400 million naira. That's a lot.
I'm actually never impressed about any amount anybody raised.
Right. And you've written about this on Nairametrics.
Yeah. Again, right? It's not about announcing funding rounds. It's about doing what, using the money for what it's meant for.
Right.
So people raise money to go and renovate offices.
Right.
I think it's a waste of cash. It's a bad use of money.
Right.
And I think this culture was imported from Silicon Valley, where money follows entrepreneurs everywhere they go. So once you just mention something like blockchain, money just drops.
Right.
When you just mention something like AI, money just drops.
Right.
But in Nigeria, no, it doesn't happen like that. Because I can count the number of businesses we have in Nigeria, maybe 6. I mean, maybe 10. Okay, 10 maximum. Right. So, well, in the US, every street. In San Francisco, for instance, every street seems to have one BC
another.
Right. So money follows them everywhere, right? So they've raised this money to solve a really big problem. So, which I think is interesting. So they're in an interesting space, logistics for manufacturers to distribute their products across Nigeria, which I think is a big. So because managing truck drivers,
right.
If you have a driver that is maybe Uber driver, for instance, the difficulty in managing them alone,
right,
gives someone hypertension. So they are just taking this logistic hassle from FMCG companies so that they can focus on their work. Like,
right,
guys, my job is to produce this noodle, this thing, and then
I can't be tracking drivers and telling me where
are you,
right?
Okay. The car broke down. All right, okay. So
right,
that's English everywhere.
Right.
So that's what these guys are doing. I think it's an interesting problem to solve. I think the founders are really great founders because I checked their profile. Really great founders.
Wish them luck, guys. All the best of it. All right, I think we're out of time.
Yes,
so Fisayo, thank you so much for joining us. And we run out of time. Maybe next week we'll deal with that one. We'll deal with it now.
Yeah,
we run out of time. Guys, thank you for your message. Okay, that was all right. Fine. You always oppose me on these things. Anyway, okay, real quick. Application for the first female-focused tech accelerator program is in Nigeria. I'll tweet that link as well. So for female founders out there, very surprised Fisayo actually pushed me to announce that.
So that's what I handle is at Rotus.
Yeah. ROTANKWOT. I'll push it out and you guys can check it out. For female founders, take notes.
All right, coming up next, Cupid by Amy Winehouse, followed by Damian Malley, UB40, all lined up for you this morning. It's on Smooth Breakfast. Coming up next, after that, at 7:30, we'll be giving you detailed analysis of the newspaper stories inside of Freshly Pressed. Good morning.
You gotta start
I'm
announcing
surprised.
music.
Tell me.
Well, that's true.